35th meeting of Rotary in Beavercreek. I'd like to thank our greeters, Patty and Steve. Our ticket master who's floating around somewhere in the ocean. Beth Handler, Pete Bill, Mark Weinstein, and Michael Quick for our speakers. And Jim Gungle for the website. Ouch. Oh, yeah, Danny. Danny, would you like to give the invocation too? Thank you. All in his Hawaiian shirt and everything.
Well, good afternoon. Join me in prayer. Oh, Holy Creator, we are grateful for the privilege of training ourselves for service. Give us open minds and clear understanding of a steady purpose to make the most use of our talents and lead us into the fields of work where we can best serve. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Yeah. Thank you, Dennis. Secretary's report.
We're at 65% today. We have a couple guests. Great talk. Go to introduce your guests first.
So you feel like I'm pleased to invite Gary Scott. He's new to the area. He is the new director at a premium golf club in Dayton, Christopher North. He moves here from the West Coast, and all his family is involved in community service, like Lions, the Eagle Scouts, and Girl Scout, and he himself is a Girl Scout, Boy Scout. I'm a Girl Scout. Eagle Scout. He's an Eagle Scout. So, well, please welcome him here, and hopefully we can make him a rotated.
Yes. Well,
Yeah, go ahead, guests.
I have Alan Whitland from Old Port Bank, and this is actually his second visit, and he's interested in becoming a member.
wow. Oh, good. Well, we have two other guests, Heidi Schiller, who is the governor, newly elected governor for 6670 district, and Caroline.
Kilpatrick. I'm her AG, and I'm from the Miamisburg Club.
Welcome. My favorite.
Mine too.
Chris, you ready for the sergeant arm?
They're showing off for Heidi.
Well,
Sir. Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians, and hello again to all of our guests, Carolyn, Gary, Alec, and of course our incredible speaker who will be up here shortly. And welcome again to the July 25th meeting of the Rotary Club of Beavercreek. It's Happy National Wine and Cheese Day. Good news, although we don't have wine out here now, I did consult with the 4-way test. It is agreed that a second glass of wine is always beneficial to all of those concerned. So take that piece of knowledge with you later tonight if you do decide to enjoy some wine. Moving on to birthdays and anniversaries, we have a big monumental birthday that 21st, the 40th, well maybe not 40th, but those milestone birthdays. Tomorrow, Mackenzie will be celebrating her first Rotary birthday. I'm not going to say or try to guess what she'll be tomorrow, but just know she will be celebrating her birthday tomorrow. On the 30th, Bob Kachoy will be celebrating his birthday, and 31st, Deborah Gross will be celebrating hers. As far as member anniversaries, just one coming up on the 34th, and that is Brian Jarvis celebrating 16 years as a Rotary member. Moving on to some things that have happened in state history. Going back to 1965, a folk singer named Bob Dylan walked on stage at a Newport Folk Festival, plugged in his 64 Fender Stratosphere and went, quote, electric. Dylan, who was expected by fans to save folk music from being overtaken by rock and roll, would later say that he was already a fan of the Beatles, and the first time he heard them knew this was the pointing direction of where music had to go. As a side note, I did watch that performance on YouTube with Elias sitting next to me, and he said, "Hey, that's good music." So Even the young ones know what good music is. 1978, Louise Joy Brown became the first human to be born after conception by in vitro fertilization. 1980, AC/DC released their seventh studio album called Back in Black. This is the first one since the death of the Australian band's lead singer. And the album went on to become the biggest selling hard rock album ever made, with an estimated 50 million copies sold worldwide. And here in the US, it didn't just go platinum 1, 2, or 3 times, but a total of 25 times, making it the third largest certified album, the Eagles' Greatest Hits and Michael Jackson's Thriller. And then moving on to 1999, Lance Armstrong won his first Tour de France after being given the grave diagnosis of testicular cancer. And no matter what you think of the guy, he and that Livestrong Foundation, that all produced the yellow bracelets that everyone had back in the day, but also generated over $100 million for cancer survivors. Moving on to some fun things to celebrate, starting tomorrow. If you don't want to celebrate Mackenzie's birthday, you can celebrate National Disability Independence Day. And then if I was a gambling man, I would bet the house that Stephen Brown and his good boy Lou will be celebrating National Dog Photography Day tomorrow. Sunday is National Love is Kind Day. And if you are like Ron Burgundy, you will definitely be celebrating National Scotch Day. Monday, we have National Soccer Day and World Conservation Day. Tuesday is a good one, National Chicken Wing Day, and along with National Lasagna Day. So if you don't have dinner plans made, there's two easy options there for you. Wednesday, Share a Hug Day and Paperback Book Day. And then Thursday is National Jump for Jelly Beans Day and Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day. If you're looking for some fun things to do, Sunday continues the summer concert series at Dominic Lafino Park, with the Streetwise Band playing from 5 to 8. Wednesday, over at Rotary Park, Beavercreek will have the National Night Against Crime from 6 to 8 with a bunch of free stuff and fun times down there. And then if you've noticed that another circus is popping up in the mall parking lot, well, starting Thursday through Sunday, the Garden Bros Nuclear Circus will be hosting their circus out in the parking lot at the mall. Now, some fun things that I learned this week. If you love live music, now is a good time to go to any and all concerts, knowing that there's a 0% chance your boss and HR will be there. July 16th, 2022, there was a Chicago Cubs pitcher who gave up 0 earned runs and was awarded 2 losses, thanks to that fun extra inning rule with the extra base runner and it being a doubleheader. This would be mildly infuriating if I was a pro baseball player, but Bobby Witt of the Kansas City Royals leads the league in balls hit over 300 feet and were not a home run, with a total so far of 66. And one of our elected officials might want to look into this one, since roundabouts are becoming popular. But a man back in 2019 called into a radio show to inform them that the rise in tornadoes is all from the new roundabouts. Riding around so many circles. And after I read that, I quit the internet for the day. So moving on to our favorite part, today's fines. If you're not wearing your badge, that's $1.
There you go.
If you were late, that's $1. Because half this money is going to the Christmas baskets, I don't feel bad for saying this or using this to generate money, but if you ever wore a Livestrong bracelet, that's $1. To go back to Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day, if you ever had to play the recorder in music class, that's $1. This was a recommendation from a fellow Rotarian who will remain unnamed, but if you did not wish Joe Jenkins a happy birthday last week, that's $1. And this is a highly unique one, and I don't know where it came from, but if you showed up to a meeting with a banner with your face on it, that also is $1. David, time for happy buzz.
Thank you, Chris, very much. Anybody got any happy bucks? Happy about them? Yeah, Carol?
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 Oh, I'm just happy to be here. I'm the new AG for Heidi, and I'm looking forward to getting to know more of you and more about your club.
So I apparently have, 1,000 fines here, but I'm not getting your club $1,000. Five for your heavy bucket. And I do want to correct Carolyn, she's not my AG, she's your AG. She will be your AG for 3 years. This is her first year, so be kind.
Anybody, yeah,
I got two happy bucks. One, update from last week. I was able to make an announcement at the Dragons game. We got a free shirt. Also, tomorrow's my birthday, but today is my twin sister's birthday, which is secret child.
yes,
I am happy to be here. I know Dick always congratulates me on showing up when I do. However, I have two kids that travel ball, so I do owe for the bucket. But I am thankful to be done with baseball and softball for at least another month. We've put in, the wife and I, over 150 games in totality. But I am happy to brag on our son, whose team did finish first in the state this year, as well as 7th nationally. And those are all for kids around here in the Dayton area. So I'm happy to park my car and remain in the area for at least another month.
like, anybody else?
Eric goes $500 for his beach, Zoom call. We can Bernie. We can. Texting me. That's funny.
Keep collecting some money right now, we'll do the drawing here in a minute. I'm sorry, no,
I was gonna say I got an announcement.
okay,
If you got a minute.
go right ahead.
Cool. So, we have our new president. One of his initiatives is for us to support Feed the Creek. So we're going to be putting together a couple of activities with Feed the Creek. We're looking for somebody to chair that activity. It's not like a death sentence, you don't have to do it for the rest of your life. We'd like to do one event where we all get together, pack boxes and do things at Feed the Creek. After that, do a fellowship. If we could get a couple of new members, this would be a good way to engage with the club. We also want to do a couple of collections throughout the year to help restock the food pantry boxes. Just to let you know, the food pantry boxes are used. Came out of the library on Monday. Looked over, the food pantry box is 100%. In my brain, what I envisioned was the kid coming out of the library, thought about his house not having food, and might have filled his whole bag. You know what I'm saying? So we have the infrastructure. Feed the Creek is a great organization. And so if that's something that you feel passionate about, please talk.
Thank you, Janet. If anybody like to get involved in it, please get with them, because I really like trying to do that for our community and the kids. Now for the drawing. Oh, first of all, I'd like to thank Patty for all of these gifts up here. She brought us over together. Over help, so. Pick the right one. Yeah, no, that's a short. Numbers 136809. All right, right. Zero later. You know, oh, so I number. Dear friend, go on, here in the backyard. Should be. All right. And here all proceeds go to our Christmas basket. We do it around Christmas to feed the families. Is there any other announcements? All right. So I'm introducing our Assistant Governor, Don Adams. Introduce our next speaker.
Thank you, David. Also, just, to follow up on what Shannon said, our, Marion Medic Award, Sharon Culture, who was the founder of Beavercreek. So we do support him, and we want to continue that, so that's a big thing. Well, it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker today. Heidi Schiller is a dedicated Rotarian with nearly 2 decades of service and seasoned arts. She's as a seasoned arts administrator professional. She's over 25 years of experience in the nonprofit management arena. She brings her expertise in leadership, community engagement, and organizational development to her role as district governor for 25-26. And I'm honored to serve with her as one of her assistant governors. Heidi currently serves as the executive director of the Oxford Community Arts Center, where she oversees diverse arts programming, community events, and organizational growth. Heidi began her Rotary journey in 2006 as a member of the Rotary Club of Fairfield. After relocating from her hometown in Pensacola, Florida, why she moved from Florida to Cincinnati, I'm not sure. But during her time with the Fairfield Club, she had many leadership roles, including Interact Advisor, Secretary, Sergeant at Arms, President, 2014 and 2015. And she's known for her dedication to Rotary's values of service, fellowship, and leadership development. Heidi brings a dynamic vision to her role as district governor. She is committed to inspiring clubs across District 6670 to expand their impact through meaningful service projects, innovative membership growth and strategies, and deeper engagement with the Rotary's global mission of promoting peace. She and her husband, Bob, have been married for 34 years. Together, they share a son, Evan, 29, a stepson, Barry, daughter-in-law, April, and 2 grandchildren, Casey, 20, and Caitlin, 18. In her free time, Heidi enjoys video games, writing, theater, and high tastings and traveling. Please welcome Heidi Schiller.
Yeah. Here, actually here. So, let's see, where do I need to stand so Eric can see me? So, come around here.
You're on
There's a
this.
camera, there's a camera. You would think of the theater person, I know where the cameras are, but remember I do live theater, so I'm gonna put this down for just a second. As the public image chair for 5 years, it's been my job to try to document what the district does. So now as district governor, I'm taking a selfie every time I do it. So y'all as much as possible, lean in, and everybody say, "In polio!" Turn the document, and I'm gonna ask the youngest person in the room, not because she has any particular expertise.
Oh, I thought you said that.
Take a couple of pictures of me, make me look good, would you? Right, so thank you all for that wonderful introduction. Sounded a lot familiar, like something I might have written for the district page, but that's good. All right. And I will say that, yes, Don is your AG, being a member of your club, and he has 3 other clubs that he'll be visiting this year. And as you heard, I was club president in Fairfield during 14-15, and that guy on the television there was my district governor. So I'm really thrilled to have some great connections to the Beavercreek Club. Shannon and I have been kicking around the district for too many years to count now, I think, right? And I'm gonna, as soon as she gets back, I'm gonna get to know Greta, who's gonna be the new RILA chair. And I'm excited to get to know David more over this past year, and Joe as he's coming up. So as I was putting together my presentation, I decided to steal a joke from one of my district governor classmates who said, standing here, I feel a little bit like Elizabeth Taylor's 8th husband on their wedding night. I know what to do. I know how to do it. I just don't know how to make it interesting. I don't think that's actually true, because of Rotarians, I don't think there's anything boring about what we do. You know as well as I do that Rotary is not just a bunch of service projects or a weekly meeting. It's something that stirs the heart. It's a living reminder that people can be generous and creative and collaborative. It's amazing to me that people from all walks of life, from all backgrounds, can come together, share a meal, have a few laughs, and then unite for good to go out into the world and change someone's life. There's a great clip from the movie Moneyball where Brad Pitt's character, Billy Bean, has one of the best lines in the movie. How can you not be romantic about baseball? I challenge you today to think, how can you not be romantic about Rotary? The idea acknowledges that beyond the structure of dues and meeting, Rotary carries feeling. It evokes pride and belonging and joy. It's about seeing ordinary people do extraordinary things and being swept up in the beauty of that. And it means that Rotary is more than just practical service. It's deeply human, inspiring, and worth falling in love with over and over again. I want you to think back to a moment where you sat in a room and you looked around and you said, my gosh, what's happening right now is bigger than me. Where you knew deep down in your heart that you were involved in something truly impactful. Now, for me, that moment came when I sat in the UN Assembly Hall on Rotary UN Day in New York City in 2011. Now, I was there as a member of the Fairfield Club just to chaperone our Interact kids who were attending the Youth Summit as part of Rotary UN Day. Now, what I didn't expect, what I didn't know, was that Rotary UN Day wasn't just about the youth. It was a peace conference where over 1,800 Rotarians from around North America came together to celebrate Rotary's connection to the United Nations. It celebrates both organizations' shared vision of peace and highlights the critical activities that Rotary and the UN do every day around the world. And there I was, sitting in the UN General Assembly, I think I was representing Belize, surrounded from people all over the world who were speaking to Rotarians, Rotaractors, and other guests. These were UN delegates. It was Margaret Chen, who was then the Director General of the World Health Organization. It was Rotary Peace Ambassadors and experts from other non-governmental organizations, all talking about action. And that's when I realized what it means to belong, to be connected to something real, to be some part of something larger than yourself. No politics, no ego, just people showing up to do good. And when you experience that level of belonging, how can you not be romantic about Rotary? Rotary is something you do. That's what President Francesco D'Orezio just said in a recent interview. And he put it perfectly. You don't go to Rotary like you go to a movie. You participate. You do. And that's when you begin to grow. When I joined Rotary in 2006, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking about networking. I was in my last position as the managing director for a large cultural center in Florida. I'd seen my executive director connect by going to the downtown Rotary Club. And for me, as a new person managing an art center in Fairfield in a new city, in a new state, I knew that Rotary was where I needed to go in order to meet the people I needed to know. And I was a good Rotary member for 5 years. I came to lunch, I paid my dues, I did 1 or 2 service projects. But until that day in 2011, I wasn't doing Rotary. I was going to Rotary. Because when you do Rotary, you live it. I mean, you live it and you participate in projects and you get involved in our initiatives and you learn more about Rotary, excited about that, you grow. And along the way, you discover something that I discovered. Rotary is respected all over the world because we respect others. We transcend individual interests and national boundaries so we can impact the world in a positive way. And that's why you're here today. It's why President David serves. It's why Joe and Eric and Shannon and Don are leaders in your club. And that's why you grew your club by 8 members last year. You're here to do, and through that, grow your club. Now, this year, our purpose comes into focus under President Francesco's theme, Unite for Good. And there was a roadmap to get there through the Rotary Action Plan of impact, reach, engage, adapt. But here's the secret. The plan only works if you do, right? Not Rotary International, not Zone 30 or District 6670, you. The members of the Beavercreek Club, the leaders who are sitting in this room and on Zoom. Because the act of doing is purpose becoming action. And in my heart, I know that's where peace and understanding and true collaboration begin. When we put people together in our clubs, across our communities, our district, when we reach across the borders to address global challenges, you realize how local collaborations can make lasting differences for future generations. And how can you not be romantic about Rotary? Said a great word just now, collaboration. And I want to look at that for a moment as part of something deeper. Rotary is a living system. Now, I studied systems thinking as part of my MFA in theater. Believe it or not, we study theater as a process of interconnected systems that foster a holistic understanding of the impact of the creative process. So in systems thinking, there are 4 truths. The first truth is interconnectedness. A system is more than the sum of its parts. Your club, your projects, your community, your conversations together, they connect Beavercreek to other clubs in Greene County, to District 6670, through the district to the zone, and through the zone to Rotary International. The second truth is that a system is self-regulating. You need feedback. As Rotary adjusts to our members' needs, we learn from feedback. We learn to meet our members where they are, whether it's here for a lunch meeting or on the beach enjoying a drink under an umbrella. Whether it's at a service project on a Sunday afternoon or a social on a Saturday night. That feedback helps us steady our organization through all kinds of changes and challenges. The third truth is dynamic behavior. A system acknowledges that it is not static. And I challenge you to acknowledge your club is not static. It is dynamic. When old ways don't work, we innovate, we evolve, we try new ideas, and we fail, and we pick ourselves up, and we try another idea. We remain flexible. The fourth truth is that systems thinking encourages you to consider the big picture. I'm standing here as your district governor, hoping and praying that you'll consider the big picture, to be holistic, to work together with our clubs, your assistant governor, our district to create something greater. And again, here's the key. And we talk about this in Rotary Leadership Institute. Shannon can attest. The tip of the Rotary iceberg is not Rotary International. Everyone thinks it is. It's not. It's not Rotary International. It's not the Zone 3031. It's not the district. It's not even Beavercreek Club. It's you and you and you as a member. That's where the action begins. It's your President David who decided to lead this club. It's President-elect Joe who's going to carry on beyond him. It's your board and committees who roll up their sleeves. It's you. And this year, I'm going to challenge you again to stay connected, to think like a system. Share what's working with other Rotarians across our clubs and across the district. We want to celebrate your successes. Reach out to our public image chair, Lori Gatlin, to share your story through our podcast, through our social media channels, through our newsletter, and through our website. But don't forget to ask when you need help. Embrace that dynamic behavior. The district is here for you with both connections and resources. We have our Rotary Action Plan Coordinator, Frank Perez, is ready to help you increase your impact and reach as you engage and adapt. And he would be a wonderful speaker if you need someone in the upcoming weeks. Offer help when you can provide it. Provide feedback by joining one of our committees. We have 12 committees in the district. Our area of service chairs like Peace Chair Kelly Lehman in Dayton, our environmental chair Scott Myers would love to have your voice on their committee. Volunteer to help the four-way speech contest. We have 2 new co-chairs who will be doing it for the first time. Or volunteer for RILA and see how other clubs work with youth across our district. Finally, build those feedback loops. Talk to your assistant governor, Carolyn Kilpatrick. She's here to help. Seek Rotary best practices through our foundation chair, Frank Scott, and our membership chair, Carol Hughes. Adjust, innovate. And when systems like ours, clubs and members, presidents, assistant governors, committee chairs, district leaders, zone experts, when we all work in harmony, when we value every voice and strengthen every link, that's when we really are building peace. When we talk about harmony, bringing everyone together, allowing them to have a voice, and we talk about collaboration and inclusion, we have the beginnings of peace, not some lofty goal, but as a daily practice. According to the 2024 Global Peace Index, peacefulness has declined by the last 5 years in a row. 97 countries recorded through a deterioration of peace through multiple metrics. Peace inequality continues to grow, and the gap between the most peaceful and the least peaceful country has never been larger. Over 95 million people have been displaced because of conflict and violence. And last year, the cost of violence was over $19 trillion. Let that sink for a moment. Peace is not just an absence of war and violence. That's what Norwegian researcher Johan Goltig called negative peace. True peace is the presence of social justice, inclusion, and economic opportunity, positive peace. As I said, the likelihood of a major conflict is higher at any time since the Global Peace Index started. And that's why our work matters more than ever. Rotary is built for times like these. Rotary builds positive peace with every water project, with every youth exchange, with every clean water or literacy program, every act of kindness brought about by a Rotary member across this world changes a life. Last year, I joined the Rotary Action Group for Peace. Its mission is to provide a platform for people to become intentional in positive and sustainable peace building within their communities. And they are committed to Rotary's 4th objective, the advancement of international understanding and goodwill, peace, through a world fellowship of business and professional persons who are committed to the ideal of service. Peace and conflict prevention isn't just about diplomacy. It's not just a Rotary area focus that lives in Rotary Magazine. It's a way for our clubs to navigate in our communities and tell people it's something that we live day to day. It's a moment to stand outside yourself and pause and treat someone with a little kindness when things aren't going smoothly for anyone. It's about how we treat each other, how we build bridges between clubs, between our communities, and across the issues that divide us. It's about restoring relationships, supporting mental health, and creating safe, inclusive spaces. So there's 3 avenues to peace. I'm going to challenge your club. And I'll pay a fine for however many times I say challenge. Peace starts with education, first of all. So I encourage you to learn more about the Rotary Action Group for Peace. It's one of our many action groups. Kelly Lehman, again, our district peace chair, would also be a terrific speaker for your club to talk about not only peace builder clubs, but also about our district involvement in the Youth and Peace in Action, YPA, which offers a learning course to help young people become certified as new gen peace builders. And I know this is something that Kelly and Eric and Steve Noss with our youth program are working to integrate not only the YPA program, but also our OE multi-district youth program. Secondly, peace grows through engagement. Action turns vision into meaningful, sustainable change. So the second step, reach out again to Kelly. She's got all the information, and she'll guide you to creating a peace builder committee in your club. Now, what does that take? Sounds like a lot. It takes just 2 of you, 2 members sitting here today who are committed to peace and who joined the Rotary Action Group for Peace as a member. It's a $25 annual commitment. That's it. That's all you need to start your Peace Builder Committee. And that's going to bring to focus your peace building efforts. The last step is achieved through empowering people who are willing to change. And remembering that 4th objective of Rotary. So the final step, I encourage you to advance the focus of peace in Beavercreek through the certification as a Rotary Peace Builder Club. That may involve planting a peace pole with that motto, "Make peace prevail on earth," as a visible reminder that peace is possible. We currently have 2 Peace Builder clubs in our district, Dayton and Centerville. My goal by the end of my district year is to have 41 other clubs certified as Peace Builder clubs. Because for me, my transformational day in the UN Assembly Hall in 2011, Rotary has taught me that peace is in the choices we make. It's how we listen, and it's how we show up for one another, how we lead. So President David, under your leadership, I hope this collaborative system and commitment to peace comes alive. You're on the front lines for membership, service, and connection. And as a district leader, it's my promise to you that I will listen. I will lead with heart, and I will show up. We have to connect more than just 1 or 2 times a year. And I will be there for you, because hearing your voice is what shapes how I serve. So this year and the next, let's lead with intention. Let's collaborate like a living system. Let's build peace, not just out there, but right here. Purpose, collaboration, and kindness. When we live these 3, we don't just go to a meeting. We change lives, and we unite for good. And as the unity of Rotarians reshapes our world, how can you not be romantic about Rotary? Thank you. Any questions? Yes, yes.
So just as a follow-up, Bergman, thank you, Governor. On September 12th, Kelly Lehman will be here to talk about her peace team efforts. So, grab a buddy and bring a friend and let's do it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, I'm glad to hear that she's gonna be there. Yes.
Excuse me. So there's tons of incredible plays and musicals out there like It and Ritual thing, Rick Ford, all that. Now, granted, you're still new as district governor, but let's say we can use the magic of Rotary to unite for good and create a Broadway over your year as district governor. What's the name of that play and who's playing it?
Oh, my theater background here, I think. Yeah.
I play based on your as district governor.
What's the name of the play? Can it be a musical? Great to be a musical. I don't know, I have to think about that one. I've got the tried and true, peace everlasting. The road to peace is bumpy. Peace rocks. It could be a rock and roll musical. I like that one. So it won't star me, I'll tell you that. My degree in theater is as a director. I like to be behind the scenes, believe it or not. I mean, I've been doing this since I was 12, but my forte is to actually coordinate other people and make them look good. I always told my cast, and I apologize if I'm going past time because he made me. I always told my cast, my job is to make you look good. And at the end of the day, when the people come up and they say, that you were wonderful in that play, sure, I liked what you do. That's great. But if at the end of the day, they come in and say, that play sucks. I hope they say to me as a director, the direction sucks. Because that's my job. My job is to take the heat and make you look good. And I stand in the background and hope to do that. So maybe that's, I don't know, can't make that aim of a play. I like it. Thank you. Yes. Can't wait for the company.
Yes. Thank you very much, we appreciate it, a lot of good information. Maybe it'll get people fired up a little bit. And as historical, we've always donated books to the library in the honor of our speaker.
Oh, I sure do.
This is gonna be the story of paintings.
Dave Fleming.
Looks very good. I'd like to get a picture with you here in a minute with that. And our speaker next week is Adam Dyer. Yeah, Adam Dyer, cybersecurity. And our greeters next week is Pete Landrum and Ryan Rushing. Who's a pastor. And keep an eye on the upcoming programs at the Beavercreek Rotary and on Facebook. Is there anything else for the good association?
I didn't check my phone, but Eric wanted me to put a happy buck in that his cruise got canceled at the last minute, but he turned lemons into lemonade. I think he's still poolside hanging with his family. So he can't wait to see
Not bad luck.
No kidding.
If there's nothing else, well, that's rise for pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which is near one nation, clear, candidates. Guys, had a great meeting. Hey, thank you all that wore your Hawaiian shirts and doing it. You're right. I like Hey, sure. Please, sir. I was Joe. Jeez. When I get a hurt, I'm really Hawaiian shirt today.
I'm sorry.